So good morning students. Today we are going to discuss a topic that is colligative properties. So what do you mean by colligative properties? So we know when solute and solvent mix it together to form the solutions. So when we are dissolving a non-volatile solute in volatile solvent, we get a solution. That solution can exhibit certain characteristic properties. Those characteristic properties is always depends upon number of non-volatile solute particles present in the solution. They do not depends upon the nature of solute. That properties are called colligative properties. So that's why the properties of the solution, the properties of the solutions which depend only on the number of solute particles, but not on the nature of solute. Are called colligative properties. So what are the colligative properties? The four important colligative properties are, these are: one is relative in lowering of vapor pressure, one is relative lowering in vapor pressure, second one is elevation in boiling point, generally it is represented with delta TB. Third one is depression in freezing point, that is delta TF. And the fourth one is osmotic pressure. These four are colligative properties. Osmotic pressure generally represented with the symbol pi. So these four are colligative properties, and these four are depends upon only on the number of solute particles, but not on the nature of the solute. So let us discuss one by one. First, let me move towards relative lowering in vapor pressure. So now, relative lowering on vapor pressure. This is we have already discussed. So let us take a pure solvent this is a pure solvent, let us take, in a closed container. This is pure solvent. Here on the surface only the solvent molecules are present, and these solvent molecules are vaporized and occupying the empty space available in the closed container. During their random movement, they may strike the surface of a liquid and they are condensed. That means both the evaporation and condensation process can be takes place simultaneously at a particular stage. So the rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. At that stage, the pressure exerted by these vapors is called as vapor pressure of the solvent. So the vapor pressure of this solvent, let us take as P naught A. Here A is always taken as a solvent according to our terminology, P naught A. So to this we are adding the non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute. When non-volatile solute is added to a solvent, we get a solution. Here solute particles are present as well as the solvent particles are present. Now some of the solvent molecules replaced by the solute particles also on the surface. We said very clearly we are adding the non-volatile solute. That's why these solute particles are never volatile. Only which are volatile? The solvents are volatile. So the number of solvent molecules evaporated is decreases because number of solvent molecules on the surface is also decreases. Now here the vapor pressure of this solution, that is say PS, is equal to the vapor pressure of the solvent plus vapor pressure of the solute, say B. A is a solvent, let us take always A is solvent, B means solute. But we said the solute is what is the non-volatile. That's why the pressure exerted by the solute is 0. So the vapor pressure of a solution is equal to the vapor pressure of a solvent. So now here I write when a non-volatile solute is added to volatile solvent, the vapor pressure of a solution is decreases or increases. The first statement, that is decreases, because when we are adding the non-volatile solute to the volatile solvent, the sum of the solvent molecules is replaced by the non-volatile solute. As a result, the number of solvent molecules escape into the vapor phase is decreases. So that causes the decrease in vapor pressure. The statement we have to be right. That means when non-volatile solute is added to a volatile solvent, the vapor pressure of solution, the vapor pressure of solution decreases. This is where decreases. We clearly discussed in the last classes. Now, so to get a mathematical expression for relative lowering of vapor pressure, let XA is the mole fraction of solvent, XB is mole fraction of solute. P naught A is vapor pressure of pure solvent. That means only one solvent is present. Vapor pressure of pure solvent PA, that is vapor pressure of solvent in a solution containing non-volatile solute. PS, that is vapor pressure of solution containing non-volatile solute. So now in the solution, vapor pressure of solution is equal to vapor pressure of solvent. Because solute is non-volatile, their contribution is 0. What is vapor pressure of solution? That is, we write already PS is equal to, what is the vapor pressure of solvent? PA. But according to Raoult's law, what we write, PA is equal to vapor pressure of a solvent is equal to the product of vapor pressure of pure solvent and its mole fraction. But we can also write PA is equal to, what we write is our PA. That's why PS is equal to P naught A into XA. But we know that lowering of vapor pressure when a non-volatile solute is added to volatile solvent, the vapor pressure of the solution decreases. How much it decreases? That is called lowering of vapor pressure, that is delta P. So without the solute, P naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P naught A, minus the vapor pressure of solvent in the solution, that is PA. Delta P is equal to P naught A minus PA. But P naught A, what is PA? PA is equal to P naught A into XA. We know that mole fraction of the two components XA plus XB is equal to, what is that? 1. Then what is XA? XA is equal to 1 minus XB. That is, you can substitute here. Then what we get? Delta P is equal to P naught A minus P naught A into 1 minus XB. Then delta P is equal to, when we are extending, P naught A minus P naught A plus P naught A into XB. So these two are cancellations. Then delta P is equal to P naught A into XB. Then delta P by P naught A is equal to XB. What is delta P? Delta P is P naught A minus PA by P naught A is equal to xb. This is the formula of relative lowering of vapor pressure. Here simply we write ice. This is also we may write ice P naught A, that is vapor pressure of pure solvent, minus PA. PA is also we may write as PS. PS by, so P naught A is equal to XB. We may also write like this. Here where P naught A minus PA by P naught A, or P naught A minus PS by P naught A is called relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Vapor pressure. So therefore, here we give one statement. What is that statement? Is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering in vapor pressure of an ideal solution. An ideal solution containing non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of solute. Mole fraction of solute at a given temperature. At a given temperature. So this is an important statement. We have already derived while discussing the vapor pressure of a solids in liquids. Once again I will go through the another procedure to define the relative lowering in vapor pressure. So one of the important application of this colligative properties is determination of molar mass of a solute. So from all the four colligative properties are help us to determine the molar mass of unknown non-volatile solute dissolved in volatile solvent. So here also the relative lowering in vapor pressure is also help us to determination of the molar mass of a solute. So now I write a known mass of a certain quantity of mass. I know that what quantity that is. A known mass of solute is dissolved in a known quantity of solvent and relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering in vapor pressure can be determined experimentally. Then according to Raoult's law, the relative lowering in vapor pressure on the addition of non-volatile solute to the solvent is, that is, simply we write this entire statement mathematically. We now derive P naught A minus PA by P naught A is equal to mole fraction of solute. Here, suppose we are dissolving WB mass of solute in WA mass of solvent. So that's why WB and WA are the weights of the solute and solvent, respectively, and capital MA, capital, you write, better to write MB and MA are their corresponding molar masses. Then just let us take this equation. P naught A minus PA by P naught A is equal to XB. But we know that what is the mole fraction of a component? Number of moles of that component divided by total number of moles of component, that is Na plus Nb. What is Nb? Nb is equal to Wb by Mb. Na is equal to, what is that? Wa by Ma. So then substitute in the equation xb is equal to, what you get? Wb by Mb by Wb by Mb plus Wa by Na. So now you can substitute in the above equation. We get P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to XB, means Wb by Mb by Wb by Mb plus Wa by Ma. This is the equation we get. So by substituting all the values, we know this P naught A minus Pa by P naught A, relative lowering of vapor pressure. This is we are getting from experimentally. We know how much quantity of solute is dissolved, okay, and we can also know how much quantity of water or solvent is dissolved. In which solvent we are dissolved, that's its molar mass, Ma. Suppose if in water we are dissolving, Ma is equal to 18. How much amount of water let us take? Suppose 100 ml, then density is 1, that's why 100 grams. So like that we can substitute W by Ma. Wb is some 10 grams of a solute is dissolved, that means Wb is equal to 10. Then we can find out Mb value. That means this relative lowering of vapor pressure can be determined experimentally, and a known mass of solute is dissolved in a known mass of a solvent. Then by substituting their respective values, we are getting the value of Mb. What is Mb? Molar mass of a solute. So generally in dilute solutions, here one important note, in dilute solutions, Dilute solutions means the number of moles of solute is less than Na. That means the quantity of solute is very less than the quantity of solvent. In that cases, what we write is Nb plus Na is approximately equal to Na. That means Nb is neglected, Nb plus Na. Then what is that equation is become? The equation is becomes simply P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to Nb by Na plus Nb means Na. Then you can substitute P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to, what is Nb? Wb by Mb by Wa by Ma. So this is also the equation can be useful to calculate the molar mass of solute. P naught A minus Pa by P naught A, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Wb is the known mass of a solute that is dissolved. Mb means that is we have to be find out. Wa, a known quantity of solvent we known. This molar mass is also can be known. Once we can substitute all these values, we are getting the Mb value. Sometimes we may also write this equation as Pa means P naught A minus Ps by P naught A is equal to Wb by Mb by Wa by Ma. So now this is also will be another formula can be useful to the calculate. Sometimes you may not be given the vapor pressure of solvent. He was giving the vapor pressure of solution. But when a non-volatile solute is dissolved in volatile solvent, vapor pressure of a solvent is equal to vapor pressure of a solution. That's why in the place of Pa, what we write as Ps. P naught A minus Ps by P naught A is equal to Wb by Mb into Wa by Ma. So therefore we write that once again all the formulas to determine the molar mass of a solute. P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to Xb. Okay, what is Xb here? P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to, what is that? Nb by Na plus Nb. What is Nb and Na? P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to Nb means Wb. Wb by Mb by Wa by Ma plus Wb by Mb. So but Pa may also write as Ps. That's why we can also write P naught A minus Ps by P naught A is equal to, what we write is Nb by Na plus Nb. We may also write as P naught A minus Ps by P naught A is equal to Wb by Mb by Wa by Ma plus Wb by Mb. All these formulas are useful to calculate the molar mass of a solute. That is depending upon if mass and molar masses of solvent and mass of solute is given, you can use this formula. Number of moles of a solute was given, solvent is given, and mass of a solute is given, then you can determine the molar mass of a solute. That is Nb we can write as Wa by Mb, Wb by Mb. Here Wa by Mb is number of moles of solvent sometimes directly given. Okay, so but you can always we need to be remember one point here. Pa is equal to Ps. In the given numerical, sometimes it does not given the vapor pressure of solvent. So it was giving the vapor pressure of solution. But in the solution containing non-volatile solute, vapor pressure of solvent is equal to vapor pressure of solution. That's why Pa is equal to Ps. But most of the numericals, what have we done? Okay, so that is we never use these formulas. We are using this formula in dilute solutions. In dilute solutions, the number of moles of solute is less than that of number of moles of solvent. That's why Nb by Na is approximately taken as Na. So that the formula is become P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to Xb. What is Xb? P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to Nb by Na plus Nb. But Na plus Nb in dilute solution is equal to what is that? Na. That's why P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to Nb by Na. So P naught A minus Pa by P naught A is equal to what we write here? Wb by Mb by Wa by Ma. So using this formula we can determine the molar mass of a solute. If you are not getting the answer if you are using this formula, then go to here. But in most of the numericals we are using this formula. Okay. So here alternative form of this one we can also write as so R P naught A minus Pa means Ps by P naught A is equal to Nb by Na. So that's why this formula may also written as R P naught A minus Ps by P naught A is equal to what we write is Wb by Mb by Wa by Ma. So these are the formulas are useful to calculate the molar mass of a solute.